Hello, and welcome to the second in our series on successful trading. In the first episode, we spent some time on the differences between investing and trading. And if you haven't seen it yet, check out the archive so you can catch up on the ground we've already covered. In this episode, we're going to look more deeply into the reasons why you need a robust trading strategy. We treat trading as a business, and every business needs a business plan to be successful. Prominent financial author Jack Schwager, in his Market Wizard books, concluded that the one thing the super traders he'd interviewed all had in common was a trading plan. Method, strategy, system, call it what you like. When they stuck to it, they were okay. When they didn't, things started going wrong, usually resulting in various financial nasties. Okay, changing tack slightly. Imagine you have a bat and a ball. Together they cost $1.10. The bat costs $1 more than the ball. How much does the ball cost? Most of you will be thinking 10 cents. Some of you might even be thinking I'm trying to trick you. Not this time. Here's the answer. Together they cost $1.10. The bat costs $1 more than the ball. So the ball cost 5 cents. I just asked you to make a decision about the cost of the ball. This takes us right into the world of human decision making and the field of trading psychology. As humans, we make decisions at two levels. Firstly, there's the intuitive, subjective level, System 1 as it's called. It's quicker, easier, and gives us our first impressions. System 2 is the more rational, reasoned, rules-driven approach. It's slower, more considered. For most people to answer the question I posed earlier, you'd need to reach for pen and paper to work it out. But you probably already had 10 cents pretty firmly entrenched in your mind. At this point, let me introduce you to Daniel Kahneman. After many years of research with his now late colleague Tversky, Kahneman was awarded the 2002 Nobel Prize in Economics in the field we now know as behavioural finance. We pause for a moment to remind ourselves that the Nobel Prize is not tossed around lightly. Whatever is discovered has to be both substantial and substantiable. It needs to be proven. So with that in mind, let's see what they found. In an environment of uncertainty, such as the stock market, people tend to make System 1 type judgments rather than the more rational System 2 decisions. Their research went on to show that these System 1 type judgments are often biased, or worse, just plain wrong. In our normal lives, we have the skill sets and the experience to make good decisions. In the stock market, however, left to our own devices, the same cannot be said. The reason is that we don't know how to get to the System 2 level of decision making. It's too easy for our emotions to sneak in and affect the way we think. Trading is often said to be a counterintuitive activity. What you think or feel might be the right thing to do is too often not. Let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. When presented with a loss, most people will hold on, hoping that the stock recovers. Too often it doesn't. When presented with a profit, most people will sell early in fear of seeing any of that profit go back to the market. There's nothing worse than doing this, only to see the stock take off and generate bigger profits. Simply put, they lift the average of their losses and reduce the average of their wins. But that doesn't make sense, I hear you thinking. And you're right, it doesn't. But here's the kicker. This behaviour is so common it's been given a name. The disposition effect. This is how the vast majority of people tend to think and act in this environment. What causes this apparent meltdown of basic common sense? It's not just one thing. Firstly, as humans, we actively seek to avoid regret. We can't bear to think that we might sell the HIH shares only to see them immediately turn around and head north again. The easiest way to avoid this? Don't sell. and so we hang on to our losers. Secondly, we seek those things that cause us to feel pride, such as winning trades. So when we see a small profit, we take the money and run. This action is a combination of pride and also fear. Fear of price falling. We know price goes up and down, and yet irrationally we fear the latter. So out we go. We promise ourselves we can always get back in later, and yet we don't. We take solace in that old, dare I say, hackneyed cliche, you can't go broke taking a profit. I won't argue that one here, but will make the point that so doing can seriously impede your performance as a trader. The reason being, you will be reducing the average of your wins. The trader wants smaller losses and bigger wins. That is, to be on the right side of this equation. The trader also realises they need help to get there. That's where the trading plan comes in. You need to get around or overcome your emotions. And a robust, well-constructed trading plan lets you do that. Okay, in this session we've talked about why you need a sound trading strategy. Over the next few episodes we'll be looking in more detail at the specific elements associated with a successful strategy. As always, for those of you who wish to find more information more quickly, don't hesitate to visit our website at hometrader.com.au and book in to one of our free information seminars.